The Front Porch in Marion by Charles Murs. The New Republic, October 6th, 1920. Another week or two and no more pilgrims. In Marion, the dusk is falling. Delegations come and go. When Marion's day is done, it will be said that Senator Harding has managed to align himself with the best of them. Out of the variety of his early experience and the capacity of his memory, he has attained that personal touch which makes each stranger feel at home. For the band, he recalls days when he himself once blew upon a horn. He tells the railway workers of boyhood longings to become an engineer, and of a day he helped wood up on the old Atlantic and Great Western. The school teachers, he reminds that once upon a time he taught a country school. For baseball players from Chicago, he recalls his own experiences at first base. For veterans of the Spanish War, he can recall emotions in my breast the day the boys from Marion marched away. I remember also when the Maine was sunk. For delegates from certain native Indian tribes, he has this message. I wish I could take you about here and introduce you to the musical names in this section that all come from the Indian days. I was raised along the banks of the old Olentangy. And for visitors from Richland County, he can recall a Richland County grandmother on her way to market pursued by wolves. I feel myself almost a part of Richland County. The senator is the ideal host. You feel that when you arrive in front of the green house in Mount Vernon Avenue with the wide porch that runs around the corner. There is a policeman on duty near the hedge. He does not warn you off the gravel lawn. He does not bid you keep your distance. To those visitors gathering on the walk before the house, he points out marks of interest. Yes, that flagpole came from Canton. Yes, it used to stand on President McKinley's lawn. That's all right, lady. You can go right up and take the little fellow's picture on the steps. Senator Harding doesn't mind a bit. What's that? No, that's not the senator. I reckon it's one of the newspaper writers. On the porch? That lady? Let's see. Yes, the lady's Mrs. Harding. Mrs. Harding, huh? Two visitors especially are interested. They reveal themselves to the policeman. Between them, he is informed, they constitute the court of Pettis County, Missouri, Republican now, thank God, and likely to stay Republican forever. They happen to be out looking at courthouses. Their own, not long ago, burned down. If that is really Mrs. Harding... Sure, says the policeman, go right up and introduce yourselves. He is only the symbol, this Chesterfield in uniform, of Republican principle in 1920. For a party that may fly apart whenever it attempts to reach agreement upon a definite issue, self-preservation advises postponement of the possible catastrophe. Mr. Penrose is polite to Mr. Raymond Robbins. Mr. Taft is courteous to Mr. Hiram Johnson. Marion is the pinnacle of Republican politeness. The court of Pettis County has not long to wait before it meets the senator himself. There is more of a crowd now, and it surges respectfully across the lawn as the senator appears with the newspapermen who have followed him from his office. He is still answering questions. The crowd holds back. The senator disengages himself from the newspapermen and comes to greet his callers. He takes the nearest hand. And what portion of the state do you come from? He asks. Ashland, replies his happy guest, and adds, motored in this morning. Roads good? Asks the senator. Fine. The senator turns to an elderly woman. She has been teaching school for 40 years, she says, and she wants the senator's interest in a teacher's pension bill. The senator assures her that while he recognizes in America no special classes, and while he conceives the presidency as, at best, co-equal with the legislative and judicial powers, nevertheless, he is ready to promise that the teacher's pension bill will have his close attention. More handshaking follows, but the senator cites his campaign manager, Mr. Daugherty, and wants a game of quoits. Bolder portions of the crowd adjourn with the contestants to the Harding Alley. The senator removes his coat. The crowd whispers its recognition of a Democrat when it sees one, and the moving picture men start grinding. The senator pitches 6 horseshoes. Mr. Doherty pitches 6. It cannot truthfully be said that any of the 12 arrive, but the senator is declared a winner. The crowd accompanies him to the front of the house again, and the moving picture men remain. They push their cameras nearer to the little stake and start taking close-ups. The finished picture must show at least one bullseye, so they grind away while an understudy stands just outside of camera range and drops horseshoes accurately upon the hitherto neglected stake. A knockout, the moving picture men agree. The senator now has disappeared. There are delegations coming, delegations from 6 Ohio counties, and an official Porch reception is to follow. Crowds are gathering along Mount Vernon Avenue, awaiting the parade. There are people sitting on the curbstones, sandwich boxes open on their knees. Come upon a crowd waiting like this anywhere else in America, and you would guess that Barnum and Bailey themselves were the attraction. But all Barnum's horses and all Bailey's men could not tempt these people from their present posts. Down the street at the head of a procession comes the first band on its way to the front porch in Mount Vernon Avenue. The Harding and Coolidge Club of East Liberty, Ohio, wheels in sight. The Logan County Women's Club for Harding follows. Save the Constitution, its banners read. League of Nations? No, we know our business. Other delegations follow, from Ottawa County and from Tuscarawas. They march 4 or 5 abreast. They have come to greet the next president of the country. The Champaign County delegates appear with white and green striped parasols. The crowd sends up a cheer. A moment later, there is a second burst of cheering. Knox County has arrived with a bandmaster who can throw his great baton above his head and catch it, spinning, with an arm behind his back. The long line of pilgrims has been marshaled into position for a battery of cameramen, told to take its standards down, told to close its ranks up, told to take its hats off. Various minor celebrities have appeared upon the porch. The crowd has guessed at their identity. There is a moment of suspense. The senator appears upon the porch. The crowd cheers. There is an ovation which lasts 4 seconds by the watch. Without difficulty, the crowd is silenced by the unidentified celebrity who acts as master of ceremonies. "Ladies and gentlemen," he announces, "we will first hear from the Tuscarawas County Quartet." The quartet follows with a lively song. There is another cheer. Various chairmen of county delegations are introduced. They tell the senator he will win overwhelmingly in November. He is, they wish to assure him, the greatest statesman of his party. He will restore the country from the decay of democratic rule, bring down prices, harmonize capital and labor, safeguard American honor, and fan the sacred fire of the fathers. He is the greatest statesman since Lincoln. To each generous tribute, the senator bows, not in false modesty, but as a man conscious of his worth and humbled by it. Between compliments, he stands erect, eyes raised above the heads of those who watch him. On his face is stamped an almost tragic resignation. The times have summoned him. Very well, he will obey the call. An octet of Negro singers leaps up the steps and bursts into ragtime. Here is a real sensation. The octet sings an encore. The crowd shouts its joy again. And then, suddenly, with no more preparation, the senator himself. Fellow citizens of the Republic, America uncovers today in observance of the 133rd anniversary of the birthday of the nation. I do not say the birthday of American freedom, which we celebrate variously, though always patriotically, on July 4th in reverence for the Declaration of Independence. But this is the anniversary of the literal birthday of our American nation. In that first convention were men of every type of mind. It was difficult timber out of which to erect the enduring temple of the Republic, which I think it worth our while to recall to lead us to greater appreciation. Heads bared to the summer sun, they hear him out. They do not cheer especially, except when he has finished. It is his turn now, and he shall have it. He has been the perfect host. It has been a splendid day. They have come chiefly for the purpose of saying that they have been, and with this philosophy nothing can take the edge off their satisfaction. They pack banners, balloons, and tired children into trains and motor cars and start back home again. Only a few more pilgrims will stand upon that gravel lawn. In Marion, the dusk is falling. Not alone the merchants and innkeepers of Marion, but all those everywhere who cherish the performance of a perfect act will mourn the passing of the day.